Hey Pokemon fans, I'm Tamashii, and today we're going to take a look at the elusive Pokemon Green. This was the only Pokemon game never to see a localized release, and was the subject of much speculation worldwide. I remember when I was in first grade and Pokemon was really starting to get popular, I'd even hear rumors about it on the playground. This game is one of the first two versions in Japan, the other one being the original red version, and was actually not a popular game. It was obscure even in Japan, so not many Westerners were able to get their hands on it. Nowadays, many people turn to the internet to find out more about treasures like this. Unfortunately though, not all the information you can find online is true. In this video, we're going to see which information is correct and which is false. Myth number 1. The cartridge is green. Even though it seems safe to assume that since the worldwide releases of the game were in colored cartridges, the same is not true for the original Japanese games. The cartridge for Pokemon Green is in fact gray, in true Gameboy fashion. This copy I have in my hand is not a bootleg, it is the real deal. It came with the manual, link cable instructions, and even a town map poster. Myth number 2. The graphics are different. Pokemon Green does in fact have different graphics for most of the Pokemon. These graphics are the main reason the first versions of Pokemon, Red and Green, were not popular in Japan. The Pokemon look ugly, deformed, and nothing like they do in the manual, which is why Game Freak later released Pokemon Blue with updated graphics. This updated version is what we got in the localized releases, Red and Blue. The in-game overworld graphics, however, are near identical. Myth number 3. You can catch all 151 Pokemon without trading. False. Like all the other versions, the Pokemon available in the wild are split between the two games. In normal play, you would still need to trade with the other version to complete your Pokédex. However, there does exist a glitch which makes it possible to catch all 151 Pokemon without trading. The earliest you can do this is in Cerulean City. Catch an Abra and stand in this spot. Walk down one step while simultaneously pressing start. Go to your Pokemon and command Abra to teleport. The trainer will notice you as you start spinning, and you will leave the screen before the battle starts. Now, battle any trainer in the area and return to the route where you fled from battle. Your menu will pop up. Exit and a battle will start. There should be a wild Pokemon with an identical hex number to the special stat of the last Pokemon you just battled. To extend this glitch to make any Pokemon you want appear, catch and train a Pokemon to have an identical special stat to the hex number of the Pokemon you want to appear. Then begin the glitch and battle a trainer. However, before returning to the area where you began the glitch, battle a wild Ditto and allow it to transform into the Pokemon you trained. After the battle, finally go back to the route and let the battle begin. The Pokemon you're facing should be the one you want. This works not only in the Japanese version of Red, Green, Blue, and Yellow, but the localized versions too. Myth number 4. You can't trade between Japanese and English versions of Pokemon. This one is 100% true. Neither the Japanese nor the English versions of the game have enough memory to store two languages. Therefore, when the games try to connect and link data, both games will corrupt. Myth number 5. Once you complete the Pokédex, Mew is given to you. This is an old school rumor, which nonetheless is false. I can't complete the Pokédex in order to show you due to having no games to trade with, so I entered a code for complete Pokédex in my Game Shark. Many websites claim that the developer who gives you the diploma will give you Mew. Let's try and talk to him. No Mew. Guess this one is busted. However, the same glitch mentioned before can be used for catching Mew. Simply battle this youngster in Cerulean City during the glitch, and the Pokemon you encounter will be Mew. Myth number 6. Lavender Town music causes suicidal behavior. In the first versions of Red and Green in Japan, the music for Lavender Town was a pitch higher and caused strain on the speakers and was just overall unpleasant to listen to. This was changed in version 2 of the game, became the music we all know and love. But can the original music really cause suicidal behavior? There's a rumor going around that Japanese children attempted suicide after listening to the theme because the frequency in the music caused them to become ill. I, for one, don't believe it. If this were true, it would have made international news during the height of Pokemon's popularity, and I never once heard anything about it. On top of that, I can't find any documentation of this from any reputable source. Sounds like your typical internet urban legend. But hey, just for certain, let's have a listen. No unhappy thoughts! But amazingly, I do feel dizzy. There must be something in the notes that causes nausea. I'm glad they changed it, but honestly it's not nearly as bad as its reputation. This one is totally false. Myth number 7. You can buy HP up in Pokemarts. Oddly enough, this is one of the most widely reported game differences from the American Red and Blue versions. Most web pages about Pokemon Green claim that, in this version, you can buy HP up from Pokemon Marts, unlike Pokemon Red and Blue. But funny as it may be, you can buy HP up in Red and Blue. And to add to the fiction of this rumor, you can't buy it in Green. HP up in Japanese is Max Up, and as you can see, it's not anywhere on this list. Myth number 8. Lickitung and Jynx are catchable wild. Unfortunately, I don't exactly have the time to scour high and low, running around in tall grass trying to find a Pokemon that may or may not be there. Though site after site will report that Lickitung and Jynx can be caught in the wild, none will give any sort of hint as to where they appear. The only way to test this myth is to trade for them with the in-game trainers like you would in the North American versions. If they still give you the same Pokemon, odds are that they're not available in the wild. I mean, what's the point of giving up your Pokemon for a Pokemon you can catch on your own? Game Freak wouldn't do something like that, I'm assuming. Looks like the same 2 Pokemon to me. Though I can't say for sure that it's impossible to find these in the wild. You know, aside from the aforementioned glitch. I will say that it's highly improbable. And finally, myth number 9, Cerulean Cave is different. Yes, absolutely. Every single floor of this cave is different. Apparently, much like the infamous Mario's Lost Levels incident, the people at Nintendo of America thought the original Japanese version of the dungeon would be too difficult to navigate for American players. Thus, we got the version we did. Amazingly, the original dungeon isn't particularly hard to get through either, assuming you already know your way through the American one. Now that you're armed with this new knowledge, you can face the internet confidently as a true Pokemon master. You know what's true and what's false, and you can put all the speculating noobs in their place. And hopefully, this also satisfied any curiosity you might have about this much romanticized game that many of you may never get to play. Well, I better finally give Jynx his game back. I've been borrowing it for 3 months.